This was one of the guys that ran up on the hill in his underwear. And the next morning he found his gun and it was half burned off. The whole butt burned off of it. A lot of this damage was done. You can see a truck upside down there, but a lot of this was done with the bulldozer that came in to put out fires. And they just kept pushing dirt up over fires, so a lot of it looks worse than it really was. And that was the gun I was attached to. Took the direct hit. It's still smoking a little bit, I think. But they had to send that gun back to the States and get it relined. Another helicopter shooting at nighttime. Same thing. This was a bunker that the French had built out there where the smoke is, and the Air Force was coming in with jets. And I'm not for sure if there's a little spot off to the right at the top of the smoke. That may be a jet, and one to the left may be a jet. They'd come in and drop bombs in that bunker. They could not blow it up. They could not destroy that thing. Finally, they went out by hand and set it up, blew it up. That was the Vietnamese hospital, which got wiped out about a month after the picture was taken. Got destroyed. Another one of my little buddies. There's an 8-inch shooting, and it's got an 8-inch shell. I thought for sure I'd catch that one, but it don't. More sticks. Again, 8-inch shooting. We used to carry our the projos around in those trailers. Now, are we back to the beginning? No. That's an 8-inch gun. I'm jumping around so much. This is back up north again. The little girl reminded me of the girl that I was actually engaged to back in the States. Just her face just a little bit reminded me of her. So I used to get a lot of pictures of her. She let me wear her hat.
You didn't make out with her or nothing, did you?
No, I wasn't no pervert.
It's a good thing.
This is actually when we'd gone down to Cameron Bay and we'd get ready to go home. This guy here, on his arm, that's a E4, Spec 4, in Semblin. And he was actually a sergeant. They made him a sergeant the day he was leaving. So he, after this picture, he went in and sewed his stripes on, just to go home with. Now that's the beginning. That's where we started. Yeah.
Oh, Hannah.
Yeah, oh, okay. This was just a village is all it was. Just another village. There's a 50. There's your daddy on a 50. You ever see rations on the side there? Ate a lot of them.
What rations?
Sea rations. They're cold meals.
Oh.
Now they got hot meals.
I thought you meant you had lobster and stuff.
Now here's a picture of that gun again. That guy with who was taking the pictures. Or maybe not, because I took pictures a lot. Because I'm driving. And so I just took a lot of these pictures like this. See, on both sides of the white boxes, the sea rations. Every time we went out, we had to take sea rations. There's my hippie buddy again. Don't he look like a hippie? He was probably stoned. He stayed stoned all the time. And that was after a mortar attack because all that dirt's pushed up back there. Colorful little village. And there again, just trying to catch a shell. That was how big an 8-inch shell is. Pretty good sized shell. I don't know what that is. This here picture, off on the right hand side, you see a mound of dirt right there. That's a Buddha, a high priest Buddha. They bury him setting up facing the sunrise. And those trees back there, we had a sniper shooting at us one time. Those trees are about 600 yards away. And we had a sniper out there trying to shoot us. He came close to me a couple of times.
Did you ever get him?
The Marines got him. They went in and got him. And that was my girlfriend. There's where we're just throwing candy out there to them. I've showed these pictures to people before, and we try to figure out what kind of cows they are, because they got the hump like a Bremer, but they're not the same color as a Bremer. So I don't know what kind of cows they were. That was after the mortar attack to put the fire out. The dozer just pushed the dirt up on the gun to try to stop the fire. And it's still smoking. That barrel's still smoking. They did a good job on it. That smoke up there, that's not a cloud, that's smoke. They blew up an ammo dump over on the beach, and it almost darkened us out. The smoke was so bad. See all the cans on the fence I was telling you about, Chad?
Yeah.
That's what we shoot at. There's one of those logs down there. They trim those logs by hand like that. Looks like a pick, and they stand on it barefooted, and they swing that pick down there and trim it. Another picture of that. Can't remember how many shells. It seemed like there was 118. Yeah, you can really tell I'm driving. That's the tip of the barrel up on the right hand side.
Are they born with those hats on?
Damn near. There's if you look over the tires of the truck, the back tires, you can see a village back there. That's, those people could have told us we was getting ready to get attacked, but they chose not to. And unfortunately, they suffered too. Not at my hands, but the guard bunker right back there someplace that just kept shooting into the village. That stake on the right hand side, that's how we adjust our guns. We have two stakes we have to line up with to adjust. That's a scorpion. That one guy, I had to stop him from putting that in our sergeant's sleeping bag. He wanted to put it down in the sleeping bag of the sergeant. I wouldn't let him. Mount yard again. More of those logs. I don't know what they did with those logs. They were back in the mortar attack again. This is the way we slept, with the mosquito net. And when you didn't get in your sleeping bag, you just got on top of it. And you'd pull that mosquito net around and tuck it underneath your bag, because the mosquitoes would carry you away. And it was really hot, that thing over you too, but better we didn't eat up.
They only came out at night?
Mosquitoes? Yeah, most of the time. I don't know why I took a picture of an angle, but that's 1.75 shooting maximum distance. And back up on the DMZ. It was a cold day. Never forget that. Well, I'm happy to almost adjust every picture. there on that mountain on the right, there was a Army DJ up there, and we used to listen to him on the radio. He played the good music. Yeah, basically.
That's a good silhouette.
That's me. I almost hit him. So he took a picture while I was jumping off. He almost didn't get out of the way in time.
You're one skinny sucker.
Wasn't I? He was on a log detail, getting logs for our bunkers. I even volunteered to go just to get out of camp. I was so bored in camp. There's our group now. The two white guys, and I'm taking the picture, and then the other three of the black sergeants, and they was talking about how the black caught hell. Hell, all of them was in charge. That's how long one of those shells were. That's just a 105 though. I took a lot of pictures of me because I used to send them home to my mother. She wanted pictures. That tank ain't up there now. That's the same little hill, but that tank ain't there. More graves. Or that's the same grave.
What is that?
They're digging graves.
Oh.
There was graves all around us. And out there about where those people are, there was some place right in there was a little tombstone. And my buddy got all doped up. He was on guard duty, and he told me he saw people out there and woke me up, and I sat there with him for 4 hours staring at this thing. He said that some people had gone behind, and it started getting daylight. I'm starting to look. You son of a bitch. It was a tomb, a little marker for a grave, and it was about that high. I told him, man, you gotta quit smoking that pot.
They let you do that?
No, they didn't let you. There's that 175 shooting maximum distance again. You're shooting 25 miles away at that angle. My mother, because I had never seen these pictures till I got home, my mother had written me and asked me if I got a tattoo on my arm. So I have no idea what that was.
Probably grease or something.
No, it wasn't even on me. It's just something that came out in the film.
How long did it take to get a letter back home?
Actually, it was pretty fast. Packages were real slow. I got my Christmas package on my birthday. There was the three white guys.
And how old did you turn?
How what?
How old were you?
I turned 21 in Nam. So I was either 21 or 20 there. And see that around my neck? The girl I was engaged to was Catholic, and that's a St. Christopher. And I have no idea where that St. Christopher was. If you ever see one around the house, your mother's house, or she might have thought it was hers and kept it, that was my St. Christopher.
Was it silver?
Right there was proof. Yeah, it was silver. And you know, I didn't wear them. They were probably in my pocket. I wasn't a dog tag type of person. Where all these sandbags is, this sergeant there, I don't know. He must have been building a mansion because he was making a hell of a bunker. And never got it finished and we left. That was my gun again. That was up north, and that was the Marine camp there. I'm looking down the barrel of a 50, but it didn't come out very good. This guy was a crazy guy. JJ Johnson, JJ Johnson. From somewhere up north in New York. Them were the old helicopters. I don't even know what the names of them are.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You got a Chinook in there too.
Yeah, there's a Chinook. But I don't know what kind. These are the ones they used in World War II, I think. Marines had all the crappy equipment. It's that was hill 400, and the Marines went up that hill one time to clear it. Didn't see nobody, turn around, come back down, and got wiped out. Because they was coming out from the tunnels and stuff and shooting them in the back. They didn't see one VC on the way up there, and they got wiped out on the way down.
On that hill right there?
Yep. That's the hill they wouldn't, the Marine captain didn't like the Army, so he wouldn't call support. We could have turned our guns and just blown that hill away, but he was too stubborn to call the Army help. That's a 60. That's probably one of the best guns ever made. They still use the 60. Back at the laundry. Now that's when they went out there, that same bunker that they were trying to bomb, and they hand put explosives in it, and that time they got it. Now that's on the outside of the fence looking in at our bunker. And that hill back there in the back, that's the hill all them people went running to. That bamboo that I told you that the 15 people was in, it was back, straight back behind them girls. That's where it was. Right there it looks all spread out, but there was a clump of it somewhere in there, and that's where I was shooting at. That's that bunker they're trying to wipe out again. I think that was another jet drop. But you know, if it wasn't for the battling, the fighting going on, it is a pretty country. This guy was getting ready to go home. Well, all of us ended up with one of them hats at one time or another. If you see that on his hat, there's that drawing that Playboy used to have, a guy that used to do drawings in their magazine every month, and he traced it onto his hat.
Excuse us. Oops.
That roll of trees you see way in the background back there, that's where the mortars were set up that night they attacked us. That's where I was shooting the 50 at. That's the little girl, she stood real sweet, made me take her picture, and you can see the rest of them covered up. And I damn near filled her hat up with candy. She's gonna pull that. Now here is the day before we went home. That was the three of them there were track drivers. So we were heading home then. That's the guy I went to Japan with, named Pinky, John Pinky. I've never actually noticed this before, but see the woman standing in the back there? That's where they went to the bathroom at. And she probably just got through or getting ready to go. But they'd walk through there, and every morning on the way to the rice paddy, they'd stop there and go to the bathroom, and on the way home, they'd go to the bathroom again.
Right in front of your bunker?
Oh yeah.
Huh?
All they do, they wear like pajamas, and they just pull one pant leg up and spread it across and go to the bathroom. Never even drop their pants.
Did anybody else take pictures like you did?
Yeah, everybody gets them.
That's the sergeant's wife?
No, that's at the Artillery Hill laundry.
Oh.
She'd take your order, or she would put down how many shirts you brought and all that. She wasn't too bad looking. She had teeth. Most of them didn't have teeth. That's that smoke again coming up. See, that's our bunker. We had 55-gallon drums on the corner and in the middle, and 3 layers of sandbags, and then another little thing with we put our 50 caliber machine gun up there, but sandbags wouldn't hold it. You know, it just kept falling. Every time you shoot it, you'd have to readjust it. So we just did away with it. It actually was pretty comfortable down there. That's a 50. I was cleaning it that day. That might have been the day after the mortar attack. I don't know for sure. I didn't clean it unless I had to. This little Piper Cub, they used to call them bird dogs. He'd come flying in low like that, and he'd draw attention and try to draw fire. And as soon as he spotted something or drew fire, boy, he would nail that thing almost straight up in the air, and he'd barely get out of the way when two jets would come in right behind him and shoot what he told them to shoot. He'd spot stuff and then they'd come get it. And it was amazing because you couldn't even see the jets, but before he could reach his altitude, the jets would be there. And that Piper Cub, you couldn't hardly shoot it down. It'd take rounds all the time, but they could hardly ever knock them down because they stayed up so good. Now them people in the back, the only thing I can think they're doing is going to the bathroom because there was no rice there or nothing. They're not carrying a load, so they're not adjusting. So the only thing I can think of, they're going to the bathroom, getting ready to, or just did. There. Now a while ago I told you he didn't have stripes on. We're in the same place, and now he's got his stripes on. He sewed them on just so he could go home. I had a chance. I could have done it too, but I said, no, it ain't worth it.
That's nuts.
Now you can see that jet right above the tree line there. They come in and drop them bombs on that thing. Another helicopter. Now that may be Puff. They came out with Puff while I was over there. And he'd shoot 3,000 rounds a minute, and every one was a tracer.
A-10?
The DC-3 airplane. D3 is what they call it.
Not the A-10 Warhawk.
No, we didn't have
Right.
Puff, yeah. Puff the Magic Dragon.